Honorable colleagues, I am Emmanuel Makoji Egwu. I represent Idai Galamela Odolu Ofani Baji Federal Constituency of Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, our guest minister, I must commend your diversification strategies that you tagged the 4 pillars of diversification. But I want to add, Honorable Minister, that there are some stimulants that are necessary for these pillars to be effective and efficient. One of it is the building of the investors' confidence, the local funding, the correction of the economic instability, and the building of economic trust. So my question will rest cardinally on these ingredients or the stimulants that I have mentioned. What are the deliberate efforts by the government to ensure that the investors' confidence is built, most especially the foreign investors, that when they bring in their money, they are sure of not only breaking even, but to earn profits. Because nobody goes into business to make a loss. Secondly, the policies thus far, most especially the monetary policy that have been initiated by the Central Bank of Nigeria, tend to discourage local investors because they cannot access funding to earn capital for their business. So I want to ask, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Minister, what attempts is being made by the government to ensure that our local investors have access to funds to enable them establish their small scale and, of course, if possible, the large scale industries. Thirdly, in the area of the instability, we have high rates of inflation now in the country. And for an investor to be effective and to have trust in the market, the growth in prices must be minimal. Where there is a high gap in prices of commodities, investors may be discouraged. So I want to ask, Honorable Minister, what is the deliberate effort that the government is making to ensure that the high rise in prices is controlled? And fourthly and lastly, is the trust building. What is the deliberate effort by the government to ensure that an investor in trade have confidence in the other investor? Because if there is not trust, there's always a collaboration between investors. If there's no trust among the investors, there is tendency to discourage manufacturing, production of goods and services. There must be government policy deliberate enough to ensure that all the factors that are involved in the markets have confidence among themselves. That definitely will promote productivity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Honorable colleagues, and the Honorable Minister for coming.